Yo, man, what's good, YouTube, man? It's your boy, Mickal, and that's AK Missing Ever here, boy. Man, y'all know the vibes, man. Look, we got what Caitlin Clark just did embarrass Reeve in the Minnesota Lynx. Now, you remember, Reeve was been hating on Caitlin Clark, you know what I'm saying? I didn't really see his game. I saw like the end of the game, but I did hear she was like talking like, you know what I'm saying, kind of bad. Not bad, but I mean, just talking down to things like how she didn't probably deserve the Olympics or something like that, whatever, or the All-Star, or something like that. And you're saying, of course, you know, Clark heard that and she did her thing. You know what I'm saying? Make sure you guys hit the subscribe button and all that. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, hold on. All right, you know what I'm saying? Let's get back to it. You know what I'm saying? You already know that people hit on Clark, you know what I'm saying, for no reason, just because she's the face and she's the reason why that wnba is gonna make more money and be a thing worldwide. Maybe not now because, you know, since she's getting to it, but later on, like the years to come, is gonna grow and grow bigger because of her and, you know, other person of Reese. But yeah, let's get to it.
Clark showed the world why Cheryl Reeve made a huge mistake leaving her off of the Olympic team.
Clark.
Caitlin and the Indiana Fever have been on a roll recently. Their last 4 wins have been against teams with winning records. And it was no different when they traveled up north to take on the Minnesota Lynx.
That is true.
However, it wasn't just about getting the win. Caitlin also had revenge on her mind, as it was Lynx coach Cheryl Reeve who left her off the Team USA Olympic team. But Caitlin struggled in the first 3 quarters of the game. Her shot wasn't falling. However, all great players have short-term memory. She truly is a threat in every facet of the game, which is why she was such a winner. Even when her shot isn't falling, she can play make and get her teammates involved or grab boards and control the tempo of the game. She isn't your typical one-dimensional basketball player. When the 4th quarter started, she turned things around. Caitlin tallied 17 points, with 10 of her points coming in the final quarter. She also had 6 assists and 3 rebounds. When Caitlin secured the ball on the opening tip, it was pretty evident that the Minnesota crowd was pro-Caitlin. That must have angered Reeve and her Lynx team.
Yeah, see, that's crazy. If Fever went to Minnesota and that was a pro Indiana Fever like type of crowd, that is crazy. And it's in Minnesota, because you do, bro. She got to know that Caitlin Clark fans travel all across. So, like, come on now, bro. Just come on now. And she's close to home from Indiana. Go to Iowa. She's close to home, I think, right? Or am I wrong? I'm pretty sure. I don't know. But yeah, I mean, she got drafted by the Fever, but also, now the Indiana Fever and the Chicago Sky both are going to make the playoffs only because the WNBA knows both them teams will make them a lot of money. And watch, winning the series is going to be the Fever versus the Chicago Sky, and that's going to be one of the most watched playoff series ever in WNBA history. And I'm telling you, people going to watch that. People going to watch that. They probably right now, if they're smart, they'll put the Fever in the Chicago Sky. And come on, we know how it works. You're going to flip them, and they do that. And if they play each other, which they probably will, if they play, it was the first or second round, trust me, they'll probably play each other, and we know that's gonna bring that WNBA a lot of money and more eyes to the game. You know what I'm saying? I mean, it started in college. People are already watching college, but this now it's for the official for the league. You know what I'm saying? Just wait for the other people to get in. Paige, Bruckner, you know what I'm saying? Juju, Flage, and then more people, so on, you know what I'm saying?
Fever opened a 2019 first quarter lead before the game went into halftime tied at 38. Minnesota then took control in the 3rd quarter as Caitlin struggled from the field. She had 7 points through 3 quarters as the Lynx opened a 60-53 lead before the final quarter. But the 4th quarter belonged to the Fever, who outscored the Lynx 28-14 in the final 10 minutes. Caitlin opened the 4th with a 3-pointer, then gave the Fever a 67-65 lead with a driving layup with under 7 minutes remaining. One move had fans in awe when she made Minnesota's Bridget Carlton look silly.
I'm sorry, but if she's going like this and popping up the crowd and it's not even in the Fever's home stadium, you know you're in trouble. Clayton Clark can bring anybody to a different arena, and that will be just like a home game for her. Like,
with a sweet
but that's how,
crossover
like,
before going in
special
for an
phenom
easy
she
layup.
is
And add
for
that
the
to her
game, for the
already growing
WNBA, you know what I'm
highlight reel,
saying?
which is
Even for
full of
women's
unbelievable
sports.
passes, logo
I promise
threes.
you right now, when she retires, people are gonna really recognize her as one of the greatest of all time for a WNBA, and she will win some championships, and she will win some Olympic gold medals. Trust me, she will. She
and
will.
amazing crossovers. The Fever took the lead for good at 73-71 on a Boston layup off a Clark assist with 2:54 remaining. The win was the 8th in the last 12 games for the Fever, who have bounced back from a 3-10 start to an 11-14 record to work their way into the playoff mix. The Lynx, meanwhile, fell to 16-8, a half game behind the Las Vegas Aces for first place in the Western Conference. The scary thing is that Caitlin is only getting started.
Yep.
It took her a little while to adjust to the WNBA and the amount of attention she was getting, but ever since the slow start, Caitlin and the Fever have been on a roll.
Yep.
But what made this win even sweeter was how Coach Cheryl Reeve reacted. Before the game started, she was asked about the anticipated influx of Fever fans.
But as a coach of the home team, there's going to be a lot of people cheering for that other side. I mean,
I get 2 shits.
Not even, how about one?
Not even 1 shit.
Now you have to remember, it was Reeve who left Caitlin off of the Olympic team. And when you take a deeper dive into the history between Reeve and Caitlin, you start to see how Reeve can be holding a grudge against the new superstar. The topic of Clark entering the league has been polarizing. Caitlin has received plenty of hate and snide comments from other players and coaches. However, Reeve's thoughts on Clark have dated back to before the WNBA season began. Although Reeve said that she was happy to see Caitlin come into the league because she gives the business side of things a big boost, there seems to be
you, see? Caitlin Clark does, bro. She brings the WNBA more spotlight. She and injuries can be the reason why the WNBA is going to be making more money, why there's going to be more expansion teams, and why the players are going to be making more money than what they're making now. You know what I'm saying?
a hint of jealousy in her tone. A few weeks later on May 3rd, Reeve took to X to promote an upcoming Lynx preseason game. At the same time, she voiced her displeasure as she called out the lack of broadcasting availability for games that don't include star rookies, with the use of hashtags such as hashtag 12 teams and hashtag the W is more than one player. Clearly, she had something against Caitlin. Later, the Olympic roster was released and Caitlin did not make the cut, which drew criticism and questions as to Reeve's potential part in Clark's roster snub. Reeve said that the
Hold on. What was the team, y'all? What was the team?
as to Reeve's potential part in Clark's
Okay, do y'all think she was snubbed off this team? Let me know. Who do y'all think should be off this team? And do you think that Caitlin Clark should be on the team? Now, I mean, yeah, Caitlin Clark probably, yeah, because for like the views wise to bring more attention to the women's national team. But I mean, the national team do have some fans outside of, you know what I'm saying? They do have some fans for U.S. women's, but in 2028 for the next Olympics, Caitlin Clark will be in the Olympics for 2028.
roster snub. Reeve said that the
same thing with
decision to
injuries,
leave
you know
her
what I'm saying?
off
They
of the
both went the
team
same
was
team.
rather contentious, but it ultimately came down to experience and standard procedure. Caitlin wasn't at training camp because she was playing March Madness and didn't play particularly well during the first few weeks of the WNBA season. Rookies rarely make the team even when they do participate in all of the pre-selection process. Caitlin being left off of the women's basketball Olympic team confused the entire basketball world. Michael Jordan and the Dream Team famously used the Olympics to make basketball a global game.
Yep.
And many believe that the women's organization is messing up by not including the face of women's basketball. Reeve said she was excited to have Caitlin come to the WNBA because it's good for business, but then made an extremely boneheaded business decision by leaving her off of the squad. Sometimes you have to take your feelings out of it and do what's right. Caitlin representing America.
See, I mean that is true. They should have put her on there, but a lot of people say she didn't really deserve to be on there. I mean, I understand, but Caitlin Clark, they're both. She'll be on it in 2028. You know what I'm saying? She's still bringing spotlight to the game for WNBA. You know what I'm saying? Regardless, anyways. She bringing a lot of money to them. Now WNBA is still losing more money. It's still losing money, but sooner or later they will make more money to where it's gonna be more expensive team. You know what I'm saying? They already get one in Golden State, probably one in Toronto. They'll probably do way more than 10 teams they got now. That's why some of the rookies are not even making the team. That's gonna be where there's gonna be more teams where, you know what I'm saying, they can play, and then it's probably gonna be where it's gonna be like they may could probably be where like they have like a G League team or something like that, where something like that, you know what I'm saying? But probably right now, probably not, because they're really not making that money. They're losing money every year. But sooner or later they will be making more money, and the WNBA will be a positive thing in the coming years. We just got to really wait and be patient. Now, Clark and Andy Reese are the two ones that are bringing more spotlight to them, just how Magic and Larry Bird did for the NBA. You'll see. Watch. Sooner or later, watch. You'll see.
In the Olympics is what's right, but now she'll have to wait another 4 years to do so. But in the meantime, she did get her sweet revenge. Even Reeve had to give it up to the new face of the league. When Reeve was asked about the crowd during her post-game press conference, she admitted that the reason there was a sellout crowd was because of Caitlin Clark. Duh.
Of course. Come on now.
Everybody knows that the reason why our teams around the league are having sellouts are because Caitlin Clark and the Indiana Fever are coming to town.
However, she then went out of her way to take the credit back by also praising Angel Reese.
Angel Reese has impacted their attendance at the Chicago games, I suspect on the road as well. So
I mean, she's not lying, but I mean, they asked you about Clark, not Reeves. Now, yes, that is true. I mean, Reeves does, bring fans to the Chicago games and even to away games, you know what I'm saying? Because both of them bring eyes to the game, and it's good. It's just, I don't like how the media and people online take shots at Caitlin Clark and Angel Reese, try to pin them against each other when both of them don't even hate each other. You got to realize when people play sports, it's competition. So when it's competition and you're playing against one another, you guys are not homies, you're not friends. Outside of that, hell yeah. But when you're on that court, on that field, whatever it is, on a baseball field, you're not homies, you're not friends. That's what people don't realize. Like, come on now, what? Angel Reese and Caitlin, they don't hate each other, bro. Come on now.
what the league can do is be ready to capitalize on the moments. But it's much like when we saw Bird and Magic come in the league, right?
It's like
I told you, I told you. They're the female version of Bird and Magic.
can't simply praise Caitlin, she has to say something else to take away some shine from Caitlin's accomplishment. Attempting to give Angel as much credit as Caitlin, even though it is clear that Caitlin is in a league of her own. The only game that Clark wasn't involved in for the top viewed matchups was the Minnesota Lynx versus the New York Liberty in late May. 12 out of the 13 new viewership records this season have involved Caitlin and the Indiana Fever. Caitlin's regular season debut against the Connecticut Sun on May 14, 2024 was the most watched WNBA game since 2002 and the most watched ever on ESPN2 or any cable network. On May 18th, her game against the New York Liberty set the league's ABC viewership record with 1.71 million viewers. And the following week, Clark's game set WNBA viewership marks on ESPN, ION, and NBA TV. That is the Caitlin Clark effect.
Yep.
She is truly remarkable. It seems as if every time she steps foot on the court, she breaks another record.
Yep.
The way she is playmaking, she could truly go down as one of the best playmakers in WNBA history. And who knows?
Not if. She will go down as the best playmaker. Come on now,
She may
will.
even nab the league's assist record by the time that she calls it quits.
No, she
Caitlin
will.
had 20
She will.
points, 13 assists, 6 boards, a pair of blocks, and a steal against the Mercury. She also made history by becoming the first rookie to record 400 points, 150 assists, and 100 rebounds in a season. Clark is second in the WNBA in assists per game with 7.8 and trails just Connecticut's Alyssa Thomas, who dishes 7.9 per game. And with just 2 games left before the league's Olympic break, Caitlin averaged 12.5 assists per contest in the month of July. With her 13 assists against Mercury, Caitlin stays on pace to have the highest assists per game average in a single month in WNBA history. so no wonder she is considered a generational talent.
Yup.
Not only has she been setting new records, but she was named to the Team WNBA All-Star team and received the most fan votes of any player in the WNBA.
Of course.
She definitely has.
Of course. Of course. Y'all see that squad? Never mind.
The support of the masses, which makes her Olympic snub look even worse. With every game, Caitlin proves to be an all-time great who deserved a spot on the Olympic team, not only to make the game more popular worldwide, but also to develop relationships with some of the best players in the world. Olympic squads are often where the younger players get valuable information from vets. It's almost as if Reeve didn't want her to get even better. But no matter her intentions, there is no stopping Caitlin Clark. She continues to shine and break records despite everything that is going on around her. At the same time, she continues to prove her haters like Reeve wrong. This has almost become a trend as each time Caitlin plays, it is against someone who took shots at her online. But in person.
Anyways, man, that's it for the video. Let me know what y'all think down below. Let me know what you think about the video. I'll see you guys later, man.